Hey, Chip, folks are going through a lot of tough times over this last 2 or 3 years, and you went through it yourself.
Right.
I mean, to the point where you had a friend that committed suicide, and you'd had a pretty rough time.
Yep.
And so you put an equation together.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that and what we can do to kind of get our emotions under control.
Well, what's true is we all have emotions, and sometimes we just don't know what's going on. We're unconscious about it. And when I was most in my state of not knowing what to do, I tried to create an equation out of an emotion. And so it was despair equals suffering minus meaning. So the truth is, when we're going through tough times, suffering is like all around us.
And you're CEO of a $250 million company.
I'm CEO,
you're hitting this
and I realized, oh my
mess.
God, this is another downturn we're going to go through, and I didn't want to be doing it anymore. Yeah. So instead of focusing on the suffering, I started focusing on the meaning. So the equation is despair equals suffering minus meaning. If suffering is a constant and meaning is a variable, when you increase the meaning, you decrease the despair. So I had to start asking myself on a daily basis, so where's the meaning in this? Yeah. And for me, the meaning was coming from, what am I learning? Where's my wisdom coming from? And how is this going to serve me later? And that part was really powerful. And then I started teaching this equation to our leaders in the company, and it really had an enormous positive impact.
And you had a specific routine. Go back. So literally every day, you would take a few minutes and tell us 2 routines.
I would. Well, for one, I would come home at the end of a day, or especially at the end of a week, and I would make a list of what my lessons were, and even what emotions I'd learned this week. This sounds very much like kindergarten. It's sort of like, I had a journal, and I called it my wisdom journal, and I would look at, so I learned a lot about humility this week, or courage, or authenticity, and then I would ask myself the question, how's it going to serve me next week? And by doing that, it helped me to see that I wasn't being punished, and that somehow that getting stronger, it's like if you go to the gym and you go to the gym for the first time in a long time, you have these muscles that are painful. That's sort of what's happening emotionally in a downturn for a leader, is you realize you have these emotional muscles that you're starting to exercise.
So the meaning came out of the learning.
Yeah, the meaning came out of the learning, and it actually came out of the connection I made with a lot of our senior people and a lot of our employees during a difficult time. The old school approach is to go into the bunker and pretend like you're General Patton, nothing's wrong, you show all that confidence and bravado. And there are times when that's valuable, but more and more in the world we live in today is people don't find that very authentic. And they appreciate the combination of being authentic and vulnerable while also having a vision and some level of confidence in where we're going.
And then one other little habit I loved, and that was to go show gratitude.
Every
day.
The happiness really has been proven that the fastest way you get to happiness in the world is to actually show gratitude, to practice. And so I would practice gratitude twice a day. It's a pretty simple thing to do.
It is.
Twice a day, as any kind of leader in the company, just go out and say, authentically to 2 different people, as a surprise, tell them why you appreciate what they did. Be very specific. Don't just say, great job. But be specific about what they did so they can understand what to learn from it. So,
And I love the fact that you kind of, in a way, admitted, hey, there might be a day I missed it.
Yeah.
So if I missed one, I did 4 the next
day.
Exactly.
If it's 2 a day and I didn't do any today, I better do 4 tomorrow. So that was my way. It was really simple, but it was a great way. And as our other leaders in the company started to do that, we started creating a chain effect, a chain reaction, a domino effect, of some gratitude going around the company.
Good. And so your book, Emotional Equations, and there are several of these kind of equations. What I loved about it is simple things that us leaders can do on a daily basis that can really turn things around.
That's
so
right.
Chip, thanks a million.
Thank you. At the end of the day, we are emotional beings, and if we don't have any understanding of what's going on inside of us, everything around us is going to look like chaos.
Yeah, so. And you said CEO, Chief
Emotions Officer.
Exactly, and that's what we have to manage.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Bye.